Hello, everybody. Happy Friday afternoon. Hope yours is going well. And we have another Seahawks video for you today. That's right. This week we're doing a Friday video. Not going to do a Friday video every week, but I felt like doing one today. I had something I wanted to dive into a little bit. No movement in the subscriber count of any significance since yesterday. I think we picked up a couple, but basically the same numbers, so we're going to keep an eye on that going into the weekend. So let's just jump right into the football content. Here's the thing, guys. I was thinking a bunch about the video that I made yesterday, the Road to 150. I was thinking about the previous Road to 150 videos, and I was thinking about how the things I am saying in those videos might be a little misleading. And I do mention things like that quite a bit in the videos for people who actually watch the whole thing. But I wanted to put some emphasis on the historic challenge this Seahawks defense has faced through 4 games. And they are actually on pace to not only break, but destroy an all-time NFL record. So I wanted to do some diving into the data just to confirm if what I was seeing and what I was perceiving was accurate. So let's jump in here. So I made a list of every team in NFL history that led the league in pass attempts faced. So whichever team had the opposing QB or opposing thrower of the football, I guess, if you want to include trick plays, which team had the most passing attempts against them. And I put it all on this list. I wanted to see how the current 2020 Seahawks pace stacked up. So, first of all, the 2020 Seahawks are on pace after 4 games. So, 25% of the season, they are on pace to face 800 pass attempts. They have faced 50 pass attempts per game through 4 games, and that includes a game against the Patriots, who are a run-first team this year, mind you. We are on pace for 800. Now, you can look up and down this list, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Do you know how many teams in NFL history have faced 800 pass attempts? The answer is 0. A team has never had their defense face 800 pass attempts in a season, even if you adjust for a shortened season. Do you know how many teams have faced 750 pass attempts? The answer is 0. Never been done before in a 16-game season, or even if you adjust for a shortened season. 700 pass attempts. The answer is 0. So who has the record, guys? Who's got the record? Well, let's do it in terms of medals. So you can pause the video and take a look at this list if you want to see who led the league in pass attempts faced per season, but I'm going to hit the highlights here. So the bronze medal for most pass attempts faced by a team in a season was last year the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who faced 664 pass attempts in 16 games. That's 3. Number 2 only counts if you go by pace. But in 1982, the Raiders, who I believe at that point were the Los Angeles Raiders, only played a 9-game season, but they faced 375 pass attempts in those 9 games. If you average it out, their pace is all the way up at 667. That's second place. And first place, the gold medal, the all-time record for most pass attempts faced by a defense in a season. The 2013 Philadelphia Eagles faced 670 pass attempts. That is the most in NFL history by any defense. So these Seahawks are on pace to break the record. They're on pace to easily break the record. They're on pace to destroy the record. And watching these games, I got the sense that we were getting the ball passed on us more than other teams. I didn't know it was this historically dominant. Like, you can go through this list. You'll see a lot of seasons where the team that had the most pass attempts against them had about 600, maybe 650 on a high year. And as you move back into the early 2000s, you'll find like a couple that are below 600. A lot of them just hanging around that 600 number. 98, we got another one that nobody got to 600. As we get back into the 90s, you'll find like the 550s, 560s. The number just kind of keeps trailing down. Going all the way back to the first year of the 16-game schedule, where the Browns led the league in pass attempts faced with 489. So the number's gone up over the years, and it's gotten to the point now where teams are, league leading teams are facing well over 600 pass attempts per season. But the thing is, they've never come close to this, guys. And I know it's going to come down. I know it kind of has to come down. It's going to. We're not going to face 800 pass attempts this year, but we might face 720. We might face 730. We're scoring a lot of points. Teams have to pass the ball a bunch against us. Our run defense is good. Teams don't want to run against us. We're going to be playing some teams that are definitely going to sling the rock around, like the Rams. I personally think when we play teams like the Jets, they're probably going to have to pass the ball a lot because they're going to fall behind. The Giants are passing the ball a lot this year. They don't have Saquon. So this is kind of interesting to me. I knew it was high. I did not think it was this historically high. We are on pace to break the record by 130 pass attempts. 130 pass attempts. Now, while I was doing this, I also wanted to see, were these teams good? Did these teams have success? And the answer is actually yes. If you take a look at these numbers, you'll see a lot of these teams that gave up, well, I don't want to say gave up, but had a lot of pass attempts against them were very successful. The 2011 Packers led the league in pass attempts against. They won 15 games. Same for the 2015 Panthers. The 2005 13-win Broncos, the 12-win Chargers, the Super Bowl champion 14-win 03 Patriots. You can find a bunch of other results here. No team on this list won less than 6 games. And there are teams on this list that won as many as 15 games. So overall, the adjusted average record for teams that faced the most pass attempts in the league is just a little over 10-6. They averaged a little more than 10 wins per season if you adjust for shortened years. So it's not a bad thing to face this many pass attempts necessarily. Generally speaking, the teams that have faced a lot of pass attempts have been very successful. I mean, the Raiders were the best team in the league in 1982. That's another good example. The 14-2 Redskins from 1983 won 14 games facing the most pass attempts in the league. But I didn't really do this to emphasize the fact that, oh, the Seahawks are going to be really good this year because teams keep passing the ball against us, although I think there's a little correlation there, and it's interesting. I mainly wanted to draw focus to the fact that we are on pace to destroy the former record, and here's the thing. When I talk about the road to 150, when I talk about the pass rush, it needs to take this into account because last year the Seahawks faced less than 600 pass attempts. It was 598, so we have to adjust. So let's take a look at this real quick. In 2019, the Seahawks faced 590 attempted passes. And by the way, this is just attempted passes. This does not count sacks. This does not count QB scrambles where they drop back to pass and they can't find anybody so they take off. This is just the actual pass attempts. So you could adjust it a little bit if you want to, but we're doing the best we can here with limited resources. So anyway, in 2019, we faced less than 600 pass attempts and we got 128 pressures. That is one pressure per, that is one pressure per 4.67 pass attempts. So slightly more than 20% of the time we were getting pressure on the QB. Now, the actual number might be closer to 5 because sometimes you get a pressure by multiple players on the same play, like what Monet and Anthony Rush did on Sunday. I get that, but it all probably comes out even when you're doing comparisons with the same stats. So 4.67, and so far through 2020, we are on pace to face 800 pass attempts, and we're on pace for 184 pressures. So the rate has improved by a little bit. it's now more like 23%. We're generating pressure on about 23% of opposing dropbacks. So I wanted to do this to make the point that even though things are getting a little better, they haven't gotten better by very much. And doing this study where you adjust for how many pass attempts we're facing really emphasizes that, because 184 QB pressures for a normal team would be very good. That's very close to what Pittsburgh got last year, and they led the league in sacks. But if you adjust for how many opportunities we're getting to rush the passer, the difference is pretty minor. So I just wanted to make this video to emphasize that, so I don't mislead people into thinking our pass rush is doing awesome because we are on pace to have 55 more pressures. It's not that simple. If you take a look at it like this, the pass rush is roughly 2% better this year probably. We're probably generating pressure on maybe 2% more of pass attempts. And I wasn't expecting a quantum leap forward, but I just wanted to go ahead and put this out there. This needs to get better for this reason. So if you guys want to know how I feel about the pass rush through 4 games, this probably provides a better picture. And, you know, maybe as the season goes on, we'll face fewer pass attempts. I certainly didn't expect this to happen. This is kind of a bizarre statistical oddity to face this many pass attempts in the first 4 games, but this is what I'm seeing right now. So I'm out of here. Go Hawks. Peace out. There will be a stream tonight after the sports are over. There are some good sports on tonight, but I wanted to get this out there so you guys could have the opportunity to better process what the road to 150 actually means through 4 games. All right, peace.